Hi there, my name's Andy Hillier, and in this lesson I'm going to teach you how to play A Sun's Path from God of War Ragnarök. It's a cool little track. I've done a full playthrough, so if you want to hear what it sounds like all the way through, check out my cover. I'll put it in the description and I'll put a card above. So I'm going to teach you the whole thing. Just before I do though, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video. Leave me some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you think of the game. And let me know what songs I should do next. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support my channel, and you want to print the tabs off for this, then I'll put it on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. My guitar is in standard tuning. Okay, so the first line, the introduction, sounds like this. So to play that, bar number 1, starting off with a D power chord. First finger A5, third finger D7, little finger on G7. So that's a D power chord. And it's just playing that all the way through the bar, but we're accenting different parts of it. So on the first hit, I'm hitting the A, D and the G strings. And then I'm going to play the A string on its own twice, then the A and the D string, then the A string. So you've got... and then all 3 strings again twice, then 2 strings, then 1 string, then 2 strings, then 1 string, and then 3 strings twice, 2 strings once, and then the A string twice. So I hope that makes sense. I'm just like, the rhythm's all the way through, like a da 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 da, all semi-quavers, but we're accenting different parts, so you get this. So hopefully that makes sense. You're just playing the D power chord, and so slowly it'll sound like this. But you could just play the D power chord all the way through it, just going. And that just goes for 2 bars, so it sounds like this. So you repeat bar 1, and then we carry on into bar 2. So bars 2 and 3 sound like this. So to play that, it starts on A5, then another A5, and then 3 A3s. Back to A5, then A6, A3, A5. So bar 2 slowly goes. Bit faster. Up speed. And then bar 3, we play A6, 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 A3, then D5, D5, D3, D3, and D5. So bar 3 goes. Okay, up speed. Slowly. So bars 2 and 3 slowly you get. Up speed. And in the cover version I did, I think I just had put some extra little percussive notes in. So you can play around with that. On to the next line, and it sounds like this. So to play that, B6, B5, then a quick hammer on from G5 to G7. So it's like a little flam, so it goes. Then D7, back up to B6, B5. You can do that same flam from G6 to G7, quick hammer on, and then B6, then E5. So bar 4 goes. And up speed. bar number 5 goes, which is B8 to D8, G5, and then G7. So we've got, so bars 4 and 5 go. Bar number 6, we've got B6, then B5, that same fast hammer on from G5 to G7, then D7, B6, 2 G7s, and then B5, a little hammer on and pull off on that, so, and then G5, and then D7 in bar 7. So bars 6 and 7 go. So the whole line goes. On to the next line, very similar, starts the same. So the first 2 bars of that line are the same, apart from we get an extra B6 and B8 at the end of bar 9. So slowly you got. Then it goes E5, B8, B6, so you get, and then, which is G7, E5, B6, hammer on from B6 to B8, or you could do a slide, either way, would sound nice. And then B5, a little hammer on pull off, you could get rid of that and just leave the B5, and then a G7 to finish in the next bar for 4 beats. Okay, so that line slowly goes. And up speed. To the next line, and this is the same as bars 2 and 3, so we've done it already, so you got. So it's exactly the same as before, and you're going to repeat that line. The next line is almost the same as the second line, slight little variation on it though. So you play B6, B5, the hammer on from the G5 to G7, then D7, B6, B5, the quick hammer on from G5 to G7, B6 and B5, so that bar's the same. Then B8 to D8, G5, G7, so that bar 15 is the same. On to bar 16, and there's a slight variation, we've got this. So B6, B5, G5 hammers onto G7 quickly, D7, B6, G7, and then B5. You do the little hammer on and pull off to B6, and then G5, and then D7. Okay, so that line slowly you got. And then the last line, more of the same. So that's B6, B5, G5 hammer onto G7, then D7, B6, B5, hammer on from G5 to G7, then B6, E5. So bar 18 goes. Bar 19, B8 to D8, G5, G7, and then B8 to E5. So bar 19 goes. Bar 20 we've got. So that's bars 20, 21 and 22. So starting off on E6 to G6, B4 to B6, B7, B6, B5, and then G7 to finish. So the whole of that line goes. Okay, let's put the whole song together nice and slowly. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed that little guitar lesson. If you have, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, it really does help me out. Give me a like on the video as well, and I love to hear from you. I do read every single comment, so please leave me some comments in the comment section. Let me know you're reading this. Let me know where in the world you're from, what you thought of the video, and more importantly, what songs I should do next. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support my channel, keep me doing it, and you want to print the tabs off as well, I'll put these on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Well, thanks for watching this. I do appreciate it. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.